Okay. Hello, everybody. I think it's about time to kick off our today webinar. And let me introduce myself. This is Rita from JHCTECH Taipei. And hello to all of you, because this is my first time being the webinar host. And actually, today is my birthday. I hope you can have a nice webinar experience today. And first, thank you for joining today's webinar with us. This time we are trying very hard and try our best to surprise you. This time we together with Intel, we co-host this time webinar and to talk about the topic, how is AHAI enabling smart road transportation? Okay, next page. Okay, this is our today agenda. In the first section, we are glad and honored to have Mr. Ronnie from Intel Corporation to tell us about the business strategy applied in smart road transportation. And as some of you have already known, JSC Tech has been a strategy partner with Intel for several years. And actually, in every year, we will co-launch Intel and JHC Tech white paper solution to share about our collaborated successful story. If you are interested in those story and white paper, you can ask from your sales manager and check it out. And in the second session, we will have our old friend Gary. I believe many of your guys have already quite familiar with our Gary and our new friend Alex, who has some years working experience in Advantech and HP, and he is very well versed in industrial computer industry. And we will have both gentlemen to talk about our JHC Take AI Edge solution, which is often used in smart road transportation. And what's more than that, in order to have more sparks with you guys, from this webinar on, we launched some webinar participation program that will offer you some coupons from US dollar 30 to $50 discount, which can be applied in your order. And besides the interesting lucky draw following every session, we will also start to calculate the times of your webinar participation and the Q&A interaction times, and we we will we will record the point from you. And every time per your participation is 5 points, and 50 points is your per QA question interaction. Also, after the webinar, we will offer you some early bird discount coupon. This is something that you cannot miss out. And if you are interested about more information about the coupon, you can check out the detail with your sales manager later. Okay, I don't want to drag on too much on this, and let's get back to our main topic today. Let me welcome Mr. Ronnie from Intel to start our first session sharing. Hello, Mr. Ronnie, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let me share the screen. Firstly, I think I really appreciate Rita's introduction. And it's really my honors having JHCTECH's invitations to attend this seminar. Yeah, my connectivity maybe is not good. The things, as you guys know, so a little bit, I think, introduction. So my name is Ronnie Zhang, and I'm from Intel IOTG Group VCT BU. And the full name of VCT is Video, Cities, and Transportation. Right now, I'm taking care of China Cities and Transportation business by defining a new market, new solution, and the leveraging the Intel portfolios and the technologies to collaborate with the China ecosystem players like JHCTECH for their business success. And right now I'm calling from Shanghai, since I'm based in Shanghai, and actually I'm calling from home. As you guys know, Shanghai is in the phase of lockdown, so therefore I think maybe the connectivity is not good, but I think I think we can run through upcoming 20 or 25 minutes pretty smooth. And if you guys have some questions, I think just be free to let the moderator like Rita and the rest of the guys know. Then maybe we can address after the presentation, or even we can have some follow-up after this call, and to really, I think, deep dive the business pain point and to answer your question. And today, I think I'm gonna have a very high-level intro in terms of how Intel looking at this, I think, road infra segment, and what kind of the general market challenge we summarized, and the typical use case linearized for today and evolving for tomorrow. And meanwhile, I think we're definitely willing to work with our ecosystem to elaborate the benefit of Intel recommended architecture and the design principle for our smart solutions for this so-called the smart transportation or smart roadside infrastructure segment. And of course, I think with all those kind of a high-level principle or overview shared, we can also, I think, take a look at it, how Intel is collaborating with JHCTECH in China market for their competition and the success. So that's pretty much, I think, the plan I have for upcoming 20 minutes. So if you can see the next page, I think let's directly dive into the market challenge we have as a human being when we're living with the cities, or when we use the transportations. And as the human being living in city, we are always complaining about how bad the traffic situation is. And in most cases, we're really concerned about the day-to-day congestion, pollution, and some potential accident, which is very unfortunate. We are simply, they apparently simply lower down our business efficiency, our healthcare as a human being, and even, I think, affecting our life safety. So and meanwhile, I think in order to maintain and optimize right now that kind of a huge, a tremendous, I think, the system management structure to ensure they are performing as expected, or their performance or even can be improved. So there will be naturally have a huge numbers of intelligent upgrading projects required to execute from a government and from the infrastructure operator perspective. So therefore, they're gonna accordingly requiring the effective solution. When we're talking about the effective solution, definitely with the higher price quality ratio, and also they're requiring they are smart enough, they require they're lean enough, and also they're requiring the development lead time should be in a shortest committed time frame. It really, I think they expecting the ecosystem can lower down the lead times to go to market. And also they want to guarantee with that solution, they can see a very strong, very positive return of investment. So combined with all those kind of the characters of from a holistic views of a transportation market. So it is a huge market, no doubt, but it's very fragmented. So taking all into our consideration, it strongly presents the challenge right now. We can tell, or we can simply see from this slide, it really, I think, required the synergy from end user ecosystem, then all the way down to the chip producer like Intel to work together to really to address. And that's the situation even before the pandemic. I think after the pandemic, along with the pandemic recovering right now, I think every country and every region is in that progress. I think we observe and we can tell that the situation going to be becoming even worse. The challenge become even bigger. So therefore, I think in order to really summarize what we can do out of those kind of the fragmented market and the very challenging situation from a multi-aspects. So Intel trying to lead the efforts to define the terminology to effectively cover the challenge from a according transportation business need. So therefore, I think have Intel summarize all those kind of market needs when we're facing our customer, listen to our customer, working all tons of those kind of projects. And we found that the use case listed in the left are showing high demand in the front market today, especially when we're talking about the intelligent traffic management and the parking, tolling, roadside MEC for the V2X and the 5G application, and even EV charging as a most promising and the fast-growing subsegment. They are super popular when you got a chance to talk with your governors, your infrastructure operators, and your SIs. So, but apparently, business and the market is not only satisfied with how to fulfill today's need. They are also looking for having forward-looking, not only from Intel perspective, but also from their ecosystem perspective. And how to have the solution to really enable everything autonomous. Apparently, when we're talking about the transportation, autonomous driving is the ideal level I think everybody wanted to evolve towards. So therefore, like how to maintain the infrastructure in an autonomous way, how to drive the cars, I think by a autonomous driving manner, etc. So that really create a huge opportunity for Intel and the Intel ecosystem to dive in and create a right solution by addressing the business need and the pain point accordingly. But in order to really effectively address the business need and come up with the solution and really in a short period of the time and meet the market need and have our end users to do the effective deployment, we think we needed to establish a general architecture which can really address a common needs to be the foundation for the right solution to a transportation market. But of course, it's not only for the transportation market. When we're dealing with all kinds of IOTG business, we first we need to understand the architecture, and we need to lay out the architecture for a effective problem solving. So therefore, you can see from the slides, that's the general architecture, I think, from a terminal device, from the left, the terminal device, edge computing nodes, then all the way up to the right side cloud is consistently adopted by the ecosystem for a evolving use case today and even for tomorrow. Of course, I think with that, I think the connectivity capability is apparently become a very essential ingredient, 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, those kind of stuff. So people always ask, and why we needed that complex architectures to address the problem. Yeah, remember that's the overview of the general architecture. How the architecture specifically towards the use case is really based on the pain point, how we can articulate the pain point we have. Then we can, based on that general architecture and based on a specific customer need and then the pain point, and tailor the architecture accordingly with a right technology adoption, then to form the final solution. And also, I think we can observe from the architecture perspective, the fundamental need for the most of the transportation use case, they do require latency, low latency, high security, and seamless and the connectivity capability as a whole to be part of the solution. Therefore, the architecture is really evolving, but I think generally formalized in the slides showed. And of course, the most critical thing, since I'm coming from IOTG, but that's the most market trend as well. The most critical thing within the architecture is the edge device. Edge device, if we look backwards to the market situation 5 years ago, frankly speaking, there is a few edge device in the field or required. At the moment, I think everything is from the terminal all the way directly up to the cloud. But since we needed to fulfill the latency, security, and the connectivity, those kind of the essential element for a evolving use case. So therefore, edge device becoming more and more essential to address those kind of a fundamental need. And I try to use this page to explain why I think we see those kind of edge device become a fairly, I think, essential for the new solutions. And if you take a look at the right side, that's apparently is a legacy architecture. Inside of the legacy architecture, every edge terminal or edge device kind of playing solely or independently. And when the use case or the need getting evolved, those kind of a device like the camera, like the traffic light signal control system, and become more and more smart since the equipment producers are baking a lot of the simple MCUs, low power consumption, low cost of chips, and a little bit algorithm into those kind of edge device. But given by the customer need in the transportation segment is evolving, customer really require a real-time, low latency video analytic. And the latency, bandwidth, security, connectivity, I don't want to repeat it again, become a essential, but the most critical KPIs when the customer have the solution or whether when they measure the solution is effective or not. And followed by the artificial intelligence and the optimization algorithm is broadly deployed or expected in the new solution for the transportation, connected with the data platform, cloud side, and as a whole, we observe we cannot really rely on a individual edge device to really handle those kind of different kind of the data stream, put them together along with the connectivity to realize that the latency, bandwidth, security, and the connectivity expectation. So therefore, kind of the new concept, but it become a very make sense concept is well established. We call it the workload consolidation at the edge, and that's the reason why we see we want to take a intersection scenario as an example. Normally there is a up to 4 camera video stream. When we're talking about the connectivity vehicle CV2X, they also requiring 3 to 4 lidars, a couple maneuver radars installed in the intersection as a whole. When we're talking about the edge sensor, and how to having all those kind of a sensor, data stream, structuring, fusion, inference, all those kind of a computing work together in a very low latency manner at the edge. we have to install a MEC and put all those kind of a workload into that MEC. And on top of the hardware, we also develop a lot of the software, algorithm, and operation systems to support a edge computing. Then with that edge computing, it really helped the overall data size coming from the edge before they transition from the edge to cloud has been significantly shrink. And it really making the data transition between the edge and the cloud faster. And also, I think if we have a right architecture set up from a software perspective, we even can leverage the edge computings to make a response and signal back into the infrastructure and even vehicle from edge directly. That's the whole example and idea and the benefit that we can see why we need those kind of edge structure and why we need why we have to have those kind of the workload consolidated together and run on an edge device and under a entire the architecture we mentioned in the previous slides. So with all those kind of the use case we lay out, we summarized, and also I think combined with the architecture, we really linearized, which is still evolving, but we really linearized from the real case. Today, I think we do deal with the China needs and also the rest of the world needs. We really, I think, summarize those kind of the technical fortune and together as a whole to be a Intel offering to collaborate with JHCTECH in China. Yeah, the way I think we collaborate with JHCTECH, I think is really in a very comprehensive manner. We start from a policy or the game plan starting along with our ecosystem. China is really, I think, a big country, and the government is really dominant the investment for every aspect. The same does applies for the transportation segment as well. Understand how government gonna making the investment into the transportation infrastructure is really important. How to align with our ecosystem to get a commonality and having a right Intel offering to support or enable our ecosystem solution build up, which is also very critical as a follow-up as well. So therefore, I think you can see, given by the big, I think, the mission, the vision established by the China government, and combined with the common understanding between Intel and JHCTECH, we really found the road infrastructure, subway and railway infrastructure, and the ports infrastructure is super critical out of a mega but fragmented transportation market. And I think with a previous 2 years efforts, I think we really developed a lot of the edge device for a traditional digital transportation use case upgrade, like the ETC. I remember JHCTECH really having a more than 0.5% of a province deployed by their solution. And also, I think we have a more than 20 cities, I think, AFC, which is auto fare collection or auto gate management solution deployed from JHCTECH and supported by Intel for the subway and the railway station. And besides those kind of a traditional transportation use case upgrade and evolving, and we also see forward-looking, I think China really, I think, wanted to have a commercialized connected vehicle, which we call the V2X, I think, architecture from 2024 on. But today, I think we've already seen hundreds of test bed, and the try projects has been opened and initiated by the province government or those kind of the infrastructure operators. So therefore, you see, as a main form factors, we deliver to support this use case roadside MEC, which is very critical. It really, I think, bring up a capability we call the sensor fusion, since that MEC need to handle the multi-camera plus multi-maneuver radar and the multi-lidars from edge, and provide a low latency, high security edge computing. The same architecture will provide to support autonomous driving on the subway and the railway as well, which I think we already see China, I think railway bureaus start to leading this initiative and try to commercialize the FAOs from the subway and the railway segment. By the way, the full name of FAO is the Fully Automation Operation System in subway and railway. The last but not least, since we spend a lot of the time talking about the edge device, but without the control center, without the cloud side, edge device really cannot play a critical role by itself, facing when we're talking about to address the pain point for those kind of a transportation use case. So therefore, I think another use case we see really evolving in China. Maybe I think the rest of the world are going to see the same trend as well, is how to apply the digital twin, which is the 3D restructuring and the rendering technologies to really, I think, restructuring and all the, I think, edge information onto the screen, which installed in the control center, which we've already see a lot of the project, I think, relate to the city street intersection and the city subway and the railway stations, especially after the pandemic. I think the tenders have already comprehend those kind of a requirement into the project document. We call it the holographic intersection and the holographic station. The key benefit is about it really can help the operators and the governors and the administrations to improve the infrastructure management efficiency. Before, maybe they respond one event or one excursions, I think within 2 hours, which is the best case. But with that technology, maybe 20 minutes is the worst case. So that's the reason why I think the end users see that benefit, and they want to use that technologies to fulfill their need. Okay, so Intel. At the end, I think we are the semiconductor chip producers. We can talk about all kinds of use case, but our fundamental work is how to really deliver the hardware platform along with the committed roadmap, and also develop the offering the development software toolings, combined with those kind of competitive hardwares, and to really support our ecosystem to engage those kind of the end users and the system integrators by addressing the pain point. You can see, I think, from the left, we listed here, I think we have not only full spectrum or we so-called the full range of the CPU offering from Atom, Core, and Xeon. And we also, I think, newly released have a discrete graphic, and IOTG is offering the VPU, which is accelerating the video analytic disposition. And we also have the FPGA offering along with our CPU as well. And when we're talking about the transportation, I think Intel is not only supporting the strategy, I think the ecosystem like JHCTECH, we're also building a lot of the reference design for the use case, like the roadside unit, converted edge, or those kind of all-in-one edge servers, I think empowered by the CPU plus I think edge AI accelerator card I listed here, along with those kind of the very popular deep learning accelerators development tooling called OpenVINO, and also I think even the the very fundamental layer, I think accelerators tool called the One API, especially for our discrete graphic GPU, to really tackle those kind of a traditional or popular use case of our transportation or roadside infrastructure, which I mentioned before. So the last but not least, I think all I'm talking about in previous, I think 20 minutes, maybe just tiny part of the efforts we made along with our ecosystem. So therefore, I really encourage the guys, I think on the bridge, I think not only I think talking with JHCTECH, but also I think to really take a look at the public, I think website Intel publish here, and on the website we have tons of ecosystem related market ready solution and our case, and also a lot of the program related to the partner alliance, I think addressed from there. So again, to address this, I think the transportation related use case or need, which apparently is a mega and a fragment market, and the challenge is huge. So therefore, it really needed the sports game, I think, not only Intel, but also the ODM, OEM, system integrator, and the end user working together as a whole. Then I think we can really effectively figure out the solutions to address the market need today and ready for tomorrow. So that's on my part. And to Rita.
Okay, thank you, Ronnie. Your sharing is very awesome and very informative. I believe many of us have learned a lot from Ronnie's sharing. And okay. And in order to relax everybody's brain from those informative information, we prepared a little game to play with you. Okay, we are going to have our first lucky draw for the after the first station.
Okay.
Hi, Gary. Can you please give us a lucky number? And after Gary gives a lucky number, Nora will announce our today lucky guy in the chat later.
Okay. I will draw our lucky customer.
Okay.
Okay.
So today our lucky number since it's like 31, right?
Yes, 31.
31.
Sorry.
Nora, can you please tell us?
Nora. How many customers do you set? 25? Oh, okay. Let's draw again.
Okay.
Oh, it's 14.
14. Okay, seems like today our lucky number is 14.
Yes. It's
Nora, please announce the lucky guy who corresponding to the number 14 letter in the chat.
Okay. Nora. Okay, so let's back to our PPT.
Okay. Then I guess that's back to our sharing first, and Nora will share about our first lucky guy letter. Okay. Then I believe some of you have already have a idea about Ronnie's sharing, and now in the next session we will have our Alex from JHCTECH to share you about the model used in the smart transportation field. Hello, Alex. Could you please start your sharing today?
Hi, Rita. Now, okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. This is Alex. So I just want to introduce the JHCTECH edge computer system in smart road. Okay. Could you please give me the remote control?
Okay.
Okay. So next slide. Okay. So this page just show the BRAV Series roadmap. So thanks Ronnie's Intel solution, it's very perfect. We can just use our product to integrate the Intel raw solution, and then you can just implement in your local region, and then you can just show the IoT raw side solution to your end customer, so to win your business. Okay, so now I just introduce the Bravo. This the right side, this one Bravo 7601. Okay, it's the Intel Common Lake and Rocky Lake series. Okay, next page. Okay, next. Okay, so in BRAV series, we just support a lot of accelerator. We support the three vendor. First one is NVIDIA, Intel, and the Capricorn. So you can see we have the different vendor and the different interface, such as NVIDIA GeForce, NVIDIA RTS series, GTS series, and the Quattro Professional series. And also we provide a different interface, such as the M-Time. So we not just provide a PCI bus, we can support M-Time interface for your hardware integration. Okay, another one, we just support the Intel FPGA and the VPU different solution. Also, we provide a China Capricorn AI accelerator. So just for your end customer selections. Okay. So now we just show this contains a Bravo series. So you can see we have the 3 sections. So we just focus on the product highlight first one section. So you can see for this series, we just profile 9 feature. The first one is the CPU. We just 10 generation Common Lake S, and we support Q70 PCH, and also we just decide different hard displacement. For the RAM, we just support DDR4. For the LAN, we have a very special LAN. You can see we have the 2.5 giga LAN. So that means that we can provide a more better bandwidth for your integration, maybe such as your IP camera or your LiDAR or something via Ethernet. Okay, next, the fourth is the display. You can see we just also support this interface, and the wireless. As your wireless, you can see the interface, we just provide Wi-Fi 6 and 4G, 5G, the modern communication protocol. And we also have the 7 M-Time interface. So we just support M-Time 3.1. You can imagine just an interface like the PCIe by 16. So you can just select the M-Time GPU module to enable your edge AI computing. Okay, for the A is the power supply is very just with voltage, and the final one is the storage. We support the 3 interface, mSATA, NVMe, and the SATA 3. Okay, also we support Rally Raw and Ray 1. Okay. So for this product, we just have the 8 feature. The first one feature is a high performance CPU and the flexible selection. So you can select different Intel series, maybe i3, i9, or i5. So just depends on your end user and your solution. So you can just select the economic cost solution. Okay. And next one is a feature 2. So we have the feature accelerator performance. So it's very different. Sorry, go back to. Okay, so it's different, not just the not just the PCIe interface. We support the M-time interface. So maybe this is a sell point to your end user. Maybe is a AI edge computing system integration vendor. So he can select this kind of a hardware to bundle their AI solution. Okay, next. So the feature 3, you can see we have the three port for the 2.5 giga length, so it's very different for the general spec. And also we have a support M.2, and we have the feature 4 is the flexible expansion availability. That means that we also provide a PoE function. We have the 4 port for the PoE function, so you can you just can use this module with the PoE camera, so to enhance your AI solution and the image solution. Okay, the next one, due for the AI solution, some of the vendor just feedback say the temperature issue. So we just have the dual temperature control for the dual fan or the fanless solution. So you can see the right side, we have the PWM temperature control signal. So it's a intelligent temperature control fan cooler for the GPU module. So it can reduce the temperature issue. Okay, for the next feature is a modular design. So we just design this kind of modular, so we can just assembly and disassembly very easily. Okay. And the feature 7, we have the more storage option. So you can see we have the 3 interface. The first one is a general 2.5 inch and the M.2, and also we support the mSATA. So just depending on your solution, you have a more flexible selection on the storage solution. Okay. So the feature 8 is very different. It's a dual DC power supply design. As you can see here, we have the powerful motherboard and the M-time GPU AI module. So you can see the right side, we have the green terminal. So we can just give the power. And the inside, we have the special design for LDO. So we can just one channel to support all of the power for the motherboard. And another channel we just supply to our AI module. So that means be some of the application, the AI module will draw a lot of the current. So that may be let your computer unstable. So we just use the novel design on our PCB. So I think it's very different. Okay. So final one, we just target a market, as Ronnie said. So we just focus on the Intel CV2X solution for all of the raw solution. So as you can see, the number 1 is for CV2X. Is a raw side MEC and the in-vehicle MDC. So actually, this computer can just compatible with maybe single LiDAR, single camera, or more dual LiDAR, dual camera, or different compatible. As you can see, we have the reach for the reach for the I/O. So we can compare with different camera, LiDAR, different CPU, different GPU. So we just integrate all the things to our edge AI computing solution. Okay, the next one is the machine vision. So you can see with the 3C industry, machine vision or the AI machine vision. So we just construct this platform for the vision or the raw side or different solution. We just focus on the image. Okay, another one maybe focus on the third one is for the special vehicle, such as the police or video enforced vehicle or emergency command vehicle. Okay, the first we just focus on smart security. So we have a single channel, dual channel, or more AI inspection machine, and the portable face recognition analysis. Okay, the final one is the medical imaging. So you can see we have a CT scan, MRI, or X-ray. So all of the target marketing, we focus on the image solution and some of the spatial is the CV2X solution. So we just ready all of the hardware, so you can select a different CPU, GPU. That's okay. So just focus on your domain knowledge and your target application and the target market. So you can just select our hardware, integrate your software solution. Okay. Okay. Okay, so for next one is all the information. So I just to enhance is we have the temperature control fans cooler. You can see we have 2 fans, and another one is we have the PoE or not. Okay, and another one you can see we have the fanless design, and also for this spec you can see we have the PoE options. Okay, so I think that's all for this new product. So everyone have there any question, or just we just hand over to our Gary to show the other 2 new products.
Okay, thanks, Alex.
Okay.
And hello, everyone. I'm Gary. Today, I will mainly introduce our new BRAV series products. It's BRAV 7520 and 7521. First, I will introduce from our product highlights, and next part is target market. And at last, I will share some solutions with you. Okay. We have known what's IoT. So AIoT means AI and IoT. The architecture of AIoT, or as well as our BRAV series edge computing system architecture, is the same. It consists of Intel x86 processor and others parts like GPU, FPGA, ASCI, and DSP are as co-processors for accelerate computing. These 2 parts consist of our BRAV series edge computing system. Okay, this is our product highlights. Our product is consists of Intel x86 processor and AI accelerate card. The choice of AI accelerate card is very flexible. You can choose not only the NVIDIA GPU, or also you can choose Intel PCIe FPGA card. Because of the powerful performance of CPU and the AI accelerate card, we define it as the workstation grade performance computer, and with also industrial level grade computer. Okay, as I said, our BRAV 7520 and 7521 is consists of Intel x86 CPU and AI accelerate card. So different processor can responsible for different functions. For example, for Intel processor, it can be used for communication or remote management, or data analysis and some equipment access. And for AI accelerate card, it can be responsible for like ratiocinating, decoding, and deep learning technology. This is our BRAV 7520 and 7521 picture. They are powered by Intel Coffee Lake R Core i3, i7, i5 Intel processor. And the AI accelerate card are used as the accelerated computing architecture. For BRAV 7520, it can install 1 PCIe accelerate card with the NVIDIA GPU or Intel FPGA card. For BRAV 7521, it can install an extra M2 module with Intel VPU with Intel PCIe card to form a complete ecosystem. And next is a picture of our BRAV 7520 and 7521 inside a motherboard and some subcard. This is our motherboard, and this is I/O card. This is a power card, and the difference is the expansion card. You can see out here, it's two. There are two PCIe slots, and here there are 4 PCIe slots. So BRAV 7521 has more expansion slot than 7520. It also can support for like 4G or 5G module. Okay, next I will introduce our product features. Our new product is equipped with the Intel Exon or S or 9th generation core i7, i5, i3 processor. It can up to 8 cores and 16 threads. It has two models, SO1 and SO2. SO1, the SO1 chipset is Q370 and SO2 chipset is C246. It can support 4 DDR4 DIMM up to 128 GB. 7520 can support one accelerated card to realize training and reasoning operation, but 7521 can support dual AI accelerated card, and also there's the M2 VPU module for deep learning. They all have 2 DP with 4K display and 1 VGA, and 7520 has 1 PCIe X16 and 7521 has 2 PCIe X16. They are designed with 1000 DC watt power supply to ensure 1 or 2 350 watt AI accelerated card or GPU with full load power supply needs. The 7520 has 1 PCIe X16 and the 7521 has 2 PCIe X16. And a single PCIe X16 can support a maximum 75 watt power supply to ensure the power supply stability of the accelerated card. And they all can support with 4G or 5G model. And also there's can support for Wi-Fi 6 because there has a M2, a mini PCIe and M2 slot. For the storage, they all have M2, 22 and 8 NT can support NVMe storage. 7520 have 2 SATA 3 can support RAID 0 and RAID 1. 7521 has 4 SATA 3 support RAID 1, RAID 0, RAID 5, and RAID 10. There's also mSATA, but the mSATA can be set as mini PCIe. There's one slot with 2 functions. Okay, our product can support dual GB LAN and 1 10 GB optical card, 8-channel 8-side network sensing singles can be accessed at the same time, and the 10 GB forwarding and uploading bandwidth can be guaranteed on the upper side. All the internal PCB and hard disk are modular design. The SSD or HDD can be installed very easily. There's a fan and the dust screen cover can be removed without decimating the machine to clean the dust and replace the fan. So it is very convenient for on-site maintenance. This picture also shows a foldable handle. So it can be very easily to be moved or transferred. And next is a list of some AI accelerated cards supported by our BRAV series. First, it can support Intel PCIe FPGA card or Intel VPU card like King Bay or Thunder Bay. It also can support NVIDIA GPU from 10 series to 20 series to 30 series with the PCIe slot or NXM slot. Our BRAV series can all support this list of accelerated cards. Here are some function cards our BRAV series can also support because with the PCIe slot. For example, it's the optical card, vision card, PoE card, and the PCIe serial card can install at our PCIe slots. Next is a specification sheet of our JHCTECH MEC production and solution. Now we have 5 solutions and different solutions with different processor, CPU processor and AI accelerated processor and some IO functions. So our customer choices are very flexible. Our customer can choose their solutions according to your requirement. And this is a detailed list of our JHCTECH BRAV series. Because it is a different processor like Skylake S or Kaby Lake S, Skylake U or Kaby Lake U, and the Coffee Lake processor and Common Lake processor. So I think it's very interesting. And if you are interested with this list, you can ask our sales later. This is a target market with the powerful performance of our BRAV series, so it can be used very widely. It mainly used for driverless or intelligent driving, and like MEC for V2X. It also can be used for high-end AGV or machine vision and others applications and so on. And the next, I will share some solutions with you because this solution is we collaborate with Intel. In order to accelerate commercial deployment of the MEC equipment in V2X, Intel and JHCTECH have launched a BRAV series used in V2X. The BRAV series are equipped by Intel Exon or Core processor, so it can achieve excellent performance with deep learning based inference. All these products are connected to internet, so it can provide the service of V2X and provide the experience of our customer. Here is the list of our BRAV series used as the MEC equipment. This lists our BRAV series processors, chipsets, and others IO function or expansion slots. So you can choose different BRAV series according to your requirements with different processor or different expansion slot. Here is another solution we collaborate with Intel. The roadside edge computing equipment are used as the processing the 3D point cloud generated by LiDAR. The roadside edge computing platform are equipped with the Intel 11th generation processor and with the Intel VPU model, which is used for 3D point cloud processing and sensor fusion. So we can provide cost-effective JHCTECH product used for V2X applications. This is our JHCTECH roadside NEC equipment. This equipment is based on Intel 11th generation core processor, and its fanless heat dissipation have rich I/O interfaces. So I think this equipment is very suitable for the deployment in harsh environment, such as the roadside or V2X applications. This list is this equipment specification. It's Tiger Lake U Core i3, i7, i5 processor, and support dual DDR4 DIMM, and with 3 GB with 2.5 GLAN, 1 DP, 1 HDMI, and its CPU is very powerful because it's 11th generation. Okay, that's all for my sharing of our BRAV series. And next, I have prepared some Q&A with our customer in our country. Hi, Rita.
Hello, hi. Thank you for your both excellent sharing. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Gary. Your sharing is excellent about our JHCTECH solution. Okay, now let's move on to our final QA session. And because I think maybe kind of you are kind of shy, so let me ask some questions first to warm up. Okay, Gary, I would like to ask, what kind of the GPU cards or accelerator cards does the BRAV 7520 and 7521 support?
Okay, it's a good question because I think it's very important. As I said, BRAV 7520 has 2 PCIe X slots, 2 PCIe slots, and 7521 has 4 PCIe slots. So BRAV 7520 can support one 350-watt CPU and or support one 75-watt AI accelerator card, but 7521 can support 2 GPU or 2 accelerator card. But you have to notice of the length of your GPU card or accelerator card. The length must less than 300 millimeters. Also, we can recommend your GPU card with turbofan and its public version. Okay, next.
Great, thanks, Gary, for the answer. And the second question is, could you please tell me, does the BRAV 7520 or 7521 have fan or they are fanless?
Okay, our BRAV 7520 and 7521, for CPU, it's fanless, but for GPU, it must need a fan for cooling.
Okay.
And next.
Okay, the last question from me is, what is the BRAV 7520 and 7521 power supply voltage?
Okay, our standard power supply voltage for these two models is DC 12 voltage input, but also we have BRAV 7520 WP and 7521 WP. The WP means wide power input, so it can support DC 9 to 55 voltage input. It's a WP model.
Okay, Thank you very much. My question is all clear now. So I would like to know if anybody, if any my friend today have any question to Gary or to Alex or to Ronnie, you can raise your hand and or you can just type your question in the chat and we will answer you.
Okay, I have you have typed some questions in our chat room, and I will answer you one by one.
Okay, I see there's one question from Tomka. He asked, can we increase rent by ourselves? I think the answer is yes, we can increase rent by ourselves.
Yes, yes. If you have questions with our new products, or you can ask with our sales, or also you can ask here the chat room.
Gary, and there's another question from Ganesh. Do we have a 12th generation box PC?
Yes, the 12th generation box PC we are testing now, but it will launch for 2 or 3 months later.
Okay, so it's about Q3 or Q4, right?
Yes, yes. We are not
okay. It's under testing now, and
Yeah.
this new product will be launched soon.
Yes, yes.
Okay, still anybody have any question?
And we will share this presentation for you. What's the warranty period of each device? As normal, the warranty is 2 year. Rita?
Yes, we offer default warranty for 2 years. If you have requests to extend the warranty, we also offer that option.
Yes.
And for the detail, and for extension, you could contact your sales manager about the price. No problem. We will share the presentation to you after the webinar. That's definitely. Okay, still anybody have any question? Okay, it seems like everybody's question is all cleared. Then that's going to have our second round lucky draw. Hello, Gary. Could you please give me a number for the second round lucky draw?
Okay, let's share our next round.多少人？收费多少？对，按照数。Okay. Let's draw again.
Number 6.
Yes, it's number 6.
Okay, it seems like our second round lucky number is number 6. And Nora will announce the lucky guy for number 6 letter on the chat also.
Okay, please wait a minute. I will share the list of our customer number. Nana, 你可以发给我一下吗？ Here is a list of our lucky draw. Please wait a minute.
And for our lucky die, 2 of our lucky die today, we will send you a little gift after our webinar. So you can just give your sales manager or leave your contact info to our marketing Nora. We will arrange the little gift delivery for you later.
The second round number of lucky draw is 6. And
6. Oh, well, congratulations. It's Chachi Massimo from Telestar.
英文是什么？
Hi, Chachi Massimo.
The
Congratulations.
Hi, thank you.
and the round 14是吧 And the first round is 14.
14.
Yes.
It's Funk. Congratulations, Funk. Okay, so you too can contact your sales manager or contact our Nora marketing and just give them your contact info to arrange the little gift delivery. Okay, congratulations all. And let's move on to our next part. Next part will be our early bird discount.
Okay, let me share our PPT. Okay.
Yes. And I believe after the introduction of our new product today, I believe some of you might interested in our products. So in this webinar, we prepare some early bird discount coupon. If you are interested in buying our products, and you can, Nora will put a link on the chat. As you can see there, there's a link on the chat. You can register via the link and leave your contact info, and we will send you the coupon discount to your email directly. Okay, this is our early bird discount, and I guess it's about time to wrap up our today's webinar. Thank you very much, my friends. Thank you very much for your joining, and we are very looking forward to seeing you next for our next time webinar. And if you have any feedbacks for improvement or any question, we are very welcome, and you can just send your question or feedback to our marketing or contact your sales manager. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Rita. Hi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. And thank you, Ronnie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.